Howdy folks, we're at the steel mill with the train that we hauled in from the harbor. Most of this goes to machine factory, and then there's a bunch of stuff in the yard here that has to be shunted onto this consist. Also for the machine factory. Now these first, this job FHO2 is for the food factory, so going up the east side of the map instead of the west side. So what I'm going to do is shunt those 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cars into a siding that is normally used for just parking a steam locomotive on it. I made sure the steam locomotive is not in the way, and we'll use these. I backed into the steel mill. I used the Y down there by the farm to reverse into the steel mill so I could go out the right direction. So I'll use these rear 4 locomotives to shunt those 7 cars into that siding, and then we'll start shunting the rest of it. There's 2 different sets of 4, I believe it is, that we have to load with steel. There is a string of cars already loaded with steel, so we'll just get on with this. I have 10 cars to start, but I only need to start up 4 right now. Cars, locomotives, I mean to say. Start these 4 so I can shunt the 7 that I need to. And then if I need to move the train ahead, then I'll go start the other 6. Whoops. Sometimes I use the run when I should use the walk. I fuck up quite often, so that's, pretty normal. And then we have to disconnect the first 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And now we'll get the locomotive remote set up. Drop that down there. The only way to push the buttons on it is to drop it on a surface and then stand over it. Okay. See, that one is the locomotive we're in is facing forward, so we'll throw it in reverse. Take the brakes off, give it a little throttle, and then we'll jump out and run it with the remote. Make sure that we're pulling away just the 7 that we want before I put any more speed on it. Yep, cool, cool. So far so good. We have to get it down past that last switch. I'm gonna come up this side. Make sure I stand out in the sun. This thing will go dead within 4 or 5 minutes, if that, if you're standing in the shade. There's one open siding way on the end down there. Hopefully we won't need that siding for something else. Shifting cars. We can always load that string of we can always load that string that's ready to go. And that might give us an open siding to go back and forth through. I've been playing a lot of Mud Runner and Snow Runner, and they use different buttons to do different things. So it's kind of confusing now to come back to a game that I haven't played for a while and remember which buttons do what. Trying to remember keyboard button presses for 3 or 4 different games with a mind that's half not even there anymore. Now this will put Food Factory over here, and I'll dump off the Food Factory. This will put Food Factory on a siding that doesn't do anything in the game other than store a steam locomotive should you want to run it. I believe this is a siding that you might be able to load on, but I've never ever loaded on this siding. Always over on the other side over there. Generally LO6 is where you load everything in the steel mill, standing in the shade. I just want to get this back here far enough. Make sure it's not blocking any other sidings. Stop it there and disconnect. Now that should have disconnected the locomotives. Let's check that theory. Yay, it worked. Alright, I'm going to leave them there for the moment. I'm going to dump off this FHO2 job in the this thing, the Lost and Found. Couldn't remember the name of it till I read it above the door. So we'll pull that job up and we'll just throw it on the table. We've also got for later a freight haul job to the harbor. So that's on my plate for later. After I go all the way up the west side, clear to the iron mine west. I've got cars here to haul to Iron Mine West. When I go all the way up there and back to the steel mill, then I'll take the run to the harbor, and from the harbor probably go up the east side or come back to the steel mill and then go up the east side, something like that. Or maybe go up the east side, stop into the oil refinery and see if maybe there's loaded cars going to the harbor, and then come back and get the harbor. Something like that. But right now we're working on shunting cars to machine factory, or getting things ready for machine factory. And a part of that is getting this thing on the train. Make sure that I have this on the main line, and then I'll have maybe have an open siding to run the locomotive back and forth should I need to. Get these locomotives up here where I need them. I may have to push the whole train forward, but I don't necessarily need to go start those locomotives in the front to do that. If I just hook up and take the brake off, they'll roll just like any of the rest of the freight. Only thing is, I don't know which way that switch is located down there on the other end. Doesn't really matter that much at this point. If it's not going the right way, I can always reverse into the yard, flip the switch, and then take off again. That's good enough there. Now I need the steel on 013. Take a look at the station map. That should be those loaded steel cars right there in front of me. There's no reason for it not to be. It's the only loaded steel cars in here. The other stuff is, the other loaded cars are for the harbor. Those steel railroad track are always for the harbor. Yeah, it's the second one to the right off the main line. So we'll get our switch remote and we'll go like that and then like that. Looks like there's a couple sets of loaded track over there. Maybe it all goes together on the one job, I don't know. Or maybe while I logged off and logged back on, perhaps it generated a second job. But any rate, let's locomotive remote, change direction, so throttle, get rid of the brake. Sure I set the points right. I was diagnosed with an early form of dementia. I'm 56 years old, so they call it an early form of dementia. Couple of years ago, so I'm not just making a joke when I say half my brain is gone. So this is actually good for me to have to think about this and work it out in my mind. Connected. Now, is it the cars we want? For sure. I'm sure it is. But double check. 3 through 10. There's 10. Make sure there's nothing else attached to this set that we don't want. There's 3, and there's nothing else attached behind it. So we'll get our locomotive remote, heading it the other direction. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my clock on the wall. In Texas, it's 11 a.m. It makes, it's got John Deere tractors on it. It's got a different model for each hour. So for the top of the hour, it makes the sound of the engine for that particular tractor. I don't know if you guys could even hear it through the mic or not. It's a noise canceling mic, so maybe not. Although it is very sensitive, you can probably tell that I have some sort of cough drop or something in my mouth as I switch it back and forth. Probably hear me smacking my lips. Try not to make too much noise with it, but I need to suck on something while I'm that sounded weird. Need to keep my throat wet while I'm talking to you folks. Let's stop that train, because she has gone plenty far. Flip that switch and bring it back to the rest of our train. I have to look at F or R on the remote to remind myself which buttons to hit on the keyboard. I've thought about remapping the H and J keys to F and R, forward, reverse. But the F is currently being used for fast travel. So then the issue is, what do I map for fast travel? So I just haven't done anything with it. But my brain tends to always move my fingers to F for forward and R for reverse. It's just natural, when the default is H and J. But anyways, here she comes and I gotta slow her down. Slow that baby down. There we go. It's all hooked. Now it's still quite a ways back there. So I'm gonna need that. I need that end of all these sidings. I need to be able to go in and out of that end. Maybe even the other end, I don't know. But for now I'm just gonna shove the whole thing further forward. Shouldn't be any problem. I should be able to remove the brakes on those forward locomotives now that I'm gonna cycle. Hang on, go back to no throttle. I'm gonna cycle the direction just to make sure those forward locomotives are synced up with this one. With these back four. And there she goes. So those front six aren't even running, but all I have to do is be able to take the brake off. There's something along here leaking air like crazy. When I was up toward the forward end of the train, it was louder. I'm assuming it, or I'm hoping it'll go away at some point. Or we'll leave the yard and not have to listen to it anymore. That should be sufficient for now as we It's hard to tell. No, I'm across the siding, I'm across the points on that end. So hopefully we can do everything from this end. Alright, disconnect. And then start finding the empties that we need. We have to put containers on 4 flats. No, we already have those on the train. These SLs are our 2 jobs, our 2 shuntings. Steel on 19, 20, 27, 28. And steel on 15, 16, 17, 18. So we could, if possible, we could load those first, or maybe connect the others to these, load all 8 at once, but we have to find them. Of course, there's 2 on SO8, there's 2 on SO2, which is way back in the corner. SO8 is out here. They always do this to me. There's no easy shunting job. 19, 20, 27 are over here. 28 is on SO8. Now wait a second. There were cars for this one on SO8. 15 and 16 are on SO8. Let me get my pen. This is SL01, and (15) and 16 on SO8. (17, 18) SO2. If I look at this other job, look at SL02, I've got 28 on SO8. (19, 20, and 27 on SO2. So both of these different jobs have cars on SO8 and SO2. 17, 18 on SO2 for SL01. 19, 20, 27 on SO2 for SL02 for the other job. Holy shit, could that be more fucked up? Well, let's look at the station map. SO2 is way back in the corner. SO8 is right where I staged the food factory load. And I know there's a mixture of flat cars and empty hoppers. Now the hoppers I want to take, I got a job for the hoppers. But they're all on the other side of the main line from me. So we'll hop over there and take a look. These are the loaded hoppers that I brought in. There's jobs in there too to unload those, but I'm not doing that right now. Those would be the loaded hoppers that I need to haul out. And here's SO8. No. How are these cars staged in here? There's 16. And 15 that I need for SL01. The other two cars for this are on SO2. So I could pull these two out and hook them up to the cars on SO2. But 19, 20, 27 are back there for SO2 also, so we need to go look at how those are in there. Can I hook straight up to 17 and 18 without moving the others? Then there's a 36 that we don't need at all. 35 we don't need. 34 we don't need. Oh, this is why there's air leaking. There's a car off the track back here for some reason. Now 28 we don't need. Why is this off the rails? Oh, there's two cars sitting. There's a bunch of shit sitting side by side. There's 4 cars sitting side by side. Frickin' bugs. Don't need any of those. .28 was supposed to be on SO8. Did I go right by it? Yeah, there's 28. So I have to move these other cars that I don't give a crap about out of the way. 34. 35. 36. So on SO8 I need the first two, and I got to get rid of other three, and then need the last one. We might if those jacked up cars down there are part of my iron ore mine west load, then I'll have to scrap that load. I won't be able to take it. Gee, that just makes me cry. Well, let's get our locomotives over here. Oh, we have to go over to SO2 and see how this is looking. SO2 is way over here. Now we need 15 and 16 to hook up to 17 and 18. And then we need 19, 20, 27. And it starts out with 37. Here's 19, 20, 27, then 17, and 18. So we need to run 37 onto this empty line. And remember, there was 3 on the other line that we need to get rid of. So we might as well bring all 5 of them over here. Add this one to it. We'll have 6 cars hooked up. We'll run those 6 down here. And then we'll just keep the first 2. Leave the other 4. And then we'll go grab, let's see, then we'll have to go back over there and grab 28 and bring it down here, because this starts with, God, this is jacked up. Where was, starts with 19 right here, right? (19, 20, 27). But we're going to have 15 and 16 right behind our locomotives, along with 28. No, it'll work out okay, because 28 will be the last car in line. So we hook 28 to 19, 20, 27, and we pull those up out of the way, pull them into LO6 where we're going to load them, leave them there, come back with 15 and 16, hook them up to 17 and 18, pull those into LO6. Okay. Got a plan. Let's try to execute. back to where I can see what my locomotives are doing. There they are. Locomotive remote. I already tried pulling ahead, so I know they're going the right way. Okay, they're not going the right way. I remember trying to pull ahead, so why are they not going the right way? I remember pushing the whole train and then disconnecting and pulling ahead. So why were they going the other direction? I don't know. But I know they're doing what I want now. Not sure if I need this switch, this point flipped over. Yes, I'll have to flip this point. Maybe if I pull those cars, those fucked up cars, maybe if I hook up to that string and just pull it ahead, they'll bounce back onto the track or something. Fuck, I don't know. All sorts of weird shit happens. Weird little bugs happen in this version of the game. No, I want that one that way, this one this way. I believe that's right, but I'll run up there and make sure. Whoops, how did that get switched over that way? That needs to be that way. Yeah, that switch will put me on the track with those cars. Do I want to bring... ...28 along right now? I think so, yeah. So I gotta keep going back till I can hook up 28. I know there was a space between them. Yeah, here's 28. Oops, too much brake. I don't want to bang into those fucked up cars. Just get this thing connected and take it away from those. That's close enough. And I want to pull away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should go to 7 for 6 cars. But hey, we'll give it a shot. Maybe this thing's not connected to those. See what happens. Try and pull ahead. See if they separate. Yeah. Cool. Didn't have to disconnect. Now we gotta come all the way up to this switch. So let's put some speed on. Obviously I'm using the multiple shunter mod. And I've got a mod that makes it harder to derail. Just to be upfront about everything I'm doing. I've got to move a bunch of cars I don't give a crap about to get the ones I want. And I should start slowing that down, huh? Since I'm gonna overrun the switch by half a mile. Sitting here jaw-jacking and just daydreaming. I gotta set up the switches for this thing to go all the way to the back. That one's fine. That one's good. Is my train coming along the right way? Yeah. It's coming. It'll get. Gave it a couple of pops on the throttle. It'll gain speed as it comes along. That one's fine. No, actually this one. These two. This one and the next one, I gotta switch both of those. That one's gotta go back there. And this one's gotta go onto the other line. Otherwise we'll end up back there where you refuel, where that extra shunter is sitting. I could park my 4 locomotives, just pull them way up the line by that garage and leave them there. Not be burning fuel in those. And use that shunter back there. But these are so handy. I got these right here, and they'll pull a heavy load with ease. No, if I remember right from all my ramblings, all we want here, well, no, we gotta pull. Okay, first I gotta control my train. Oops, I didn't mean to. Stop it. Just wanted to reduce the throttle. There we go. Now we have to pull all of those. 37. Okay, just one more. We just got to pull 37 out of the way. And then we can hook 28 up to 19. Why did the devs got to do that? How many cars back are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think that car is connected to the rest, because it goes to 7 and then back to the front. So we'll take a shot at it. Okay, we want to leave 30, just 37 over on this other track. I need to get out in the sun. It's hard with all these long shadows. But I only need to come past that switch. Do that, and do that. I know I'm far enough back there at this point to get rid of it. I think I've got other cars to shove in there as well, so just giving it a little more than I really need to. We gotta get rid of one. I know I put some throttle on it. Oh, dang it. Stop. Disconnected, wrong place. Okay, hook. Everything's hooked up. Now, I need to keep 6, and counting the locomotive, that'll be 7. There we go. Now 28 should be the last car in this string. I'm not liking how low the battery is on this locomotive remote already. I understand it's charging, but dang. Now I should be able to hook up 28 to 19, 20, 27. This is why I don't generally take on the shunting jobs. Oops, I need that. Now I had 6. I need 3 more. That's 9. So we'll unhook at 10 because we got to count the locomotive. And then pull these ahead. I'm not walking back there because I want to stay out in the sun. Charge this thing. So we'll find out when they get up here if I did that right. Should have 19, 20, and 27, the last 3 cars on that string. With 28 in front of them. 28, 19, 20, 27. Should be 4 together. There's 28. $19. 20. And this should be 27. Alright, we can run those 4 into LO6, I believe it is. Yep. It's always LO6. We gotta catch up to our train. LO6 should be that one. Yep. So we need this switch right here. To get them back down, to get that last 4 down LO6. This whole episode will probably end up just being getting the train ready to roll out. And then I'll make running the train up to the machine factory a separate episode. Okay, hold on. There's 28. need the last 4 back here. We got, I've forgotten how many cars we got. We had 6, 7, 9. We had 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we had 9. So we want 4 less. Five, 7, 8, 9. So we want to go to 6, counting the locomotive. Now there's a few cars here that we want to just get rid of. 3, I believe. 1, 2, 3 that we want to just get rid of. Yeah, that's 28. So we could load those right now. But I'm not going to take the time to run back there and hit the switch until I've got all 8 of them in here. And we need to flip this again. We need to run 3 of these flats back onto that extra line next to SO2. There's, that could be part of my Iron Ore Mine West load. I wouldn't be surprised. Part of it's back here and part of it's out there. That one's okay. This one I need to flip it a switch. So it goes back and pushes that other car further back. And stay out here in the sun charging this thing. All I need to keep from this is 15 and 16. We'll check the car numbers as they go by. Yeah, don't want it. Don't want it. I'm sure there's shunting jobs in there for these empties. Cars that I don't want, but don't want it. That's 3 that I don't give a crap about. And then 2 I want to keep. Okay, we just got to that other car, so I'll simply hook it up and keep going and stop. We want 3, counting the locomotive. And we'll pull these ahead. Alright. Gotta go back to this switch. Back out of the throttle so I don't overrun the switch too much. Right there. Whoops. That's not even the right one, damn it. I went way too far. I wanted that one back there. I went way too far. Ah, shit happens. There should be 2 cars back there. And they should be 17 and 18. Be glad when we get to the point where we're I'm trying to multitask here on my cell phone. I'm just listening for the little beep that tells us we can hook up. I don't want to walk back there in the dark. There it is. Just doing something on the side here. Hopefully won't take but a moment. I can start running these up out of there. Oh, take the brake off, that'd help. Okay. Did what I was doing on the cell phone. It's fine again. And pay attention to the game. This should be 15, 16, 17, 18, right in order. Or 16, 15. 16, 15, 17, 18, or 18, 17, 17, 18. Point is, it's all 4 cars. For that job. And the other 4 for the other job are over there already. Let's put some speed on that and get it up here. Get it up here to the yellow 6 switch. With 4 locomotives pulling 4 empty flats, it's easy to put some more speed on it. I hope they don't have to be in the proper numerical order. That'd be a bitch to flip them around. Am I going the wrong way? Nope, it was just rolling the wrong way. And it just needed some time to take up the slack. Alright, just keep going a little further. So I'm sure the whole string is on the loading track. Past the switch, just gotta be past the switch. Yeah, all the cars are past the switch. I'll put this away and run back here and load the train. Load the cars. It's a very long siding. You don't have to be all the way back here. You just got to come back to this switch. Give it a flip. And there they are. 8 loaded cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the list. Awesome. I'll run these behind the rest of the train. Whoops. Change direction. Now it'll take a little more throttle moving. Across in front of the train without getting run over. Get up here so I can flip this one back to the main line. Down there, flip that one over. That one's already this way. There we go. We can back up to the rest of our train. Have all those steel flats right in a line. This is a little bit of a hill going the wrong way, but those 4 locomotives won't have any trouble pushing it back up. If I was using the one single one, it might sit there spinning the wheels, but those 4 won't. Let's go for a ride. There we are. Take some speed off. I dropped out all the power, so the locomotives are coasting. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. Boom. I didn't hear the beep beep. but we're connected. Now we have to find those empty iron ore cars. That's the only thing left, but we can go validate. No shit, we can't. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, I forgot one step. Goddamn brain. We have to put 19 through 28 on 012. And we have to put 15 through 18 on 012. So we got to move these to 012, then validate them, then hook them up. I forgot that step of the process. 012 is right next to us. So we'll just stay right here. Let's ride the train. We already connected it, so we have to disconnect 8 cars plus the locomotive is 9. I forgot the validating step of this process. And 012 has cars on it. For the harbor. So let's have to shove them back. See, we were at 9 with the locomotive. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 with 4 more. But we'll still only unhook the 9. Just about at the switch. And the next one down goes like that. Hey, this is fun anyways, right? It's like a roller coaster ride. Or carnival ride. Riding the train. Yeah, no, you're not buying it? I think this is a lot of extra work just to be able to go validate it and then move them back to where they're supposed to be. Well, I kind of agree. I have to go see where the front of the locomotives are. So I want the front to stop right in there. Right here where I'm standing. Now the front of the loaded cars, not the locomotives. Locomotives don't matter. On the front, I want that car clear of the switch. That's it. We can go validate. Doesn't even matter that I'm still hooked up to the other cars. I'm not going to get any bonus time, of course. I didn't expect to when I went into this. But look at all the steps. You know, I have my wallet on me? Yes, I do. Sometimes I'm carrying so many jobs that I can't carry my wallet. I think it sucked up that first one when I opened it. Must have, it's not there anymore. It looked like it disappeared when I opened my wallet. Okay. Now there should be jobs on the table to haul that to the machine factory. There's one. There's the other. Now there are 5 and 6. FH05, FH06. Okay, gotta do my bookkeeping. Keep a record of what I'm taking out of the steel mill. Four. Steel flats to machine factory. $218 tons. It pays 10,218, and it delivers to IO4 or IO7. IO7. And the other one is right there. FH06. Same thing. I'm sure it's IO7 as well. I'm sure I'm sure the whole train will go to IO7. Except for maybe the box cars. We'll certainly find out. I'm going to have to dump off the wallet to pick up the Iron Ore Mine West job. But I have to get this job in my little booklet here on the table in front of me. FH08. It's 8 steel flats. So we have 16 altogether. $436 tons. Yeah, 218 times 2. What's 436 times 2? One, 6, 7. There's 8. 872 tons. $872 tons for all 16 of them. Still not that bad. That's nothing. And it goes to IO7. Now we've got a job over here in the Lost and Found for Iron Ore Mine. Not that one. This one. EH01. I bet that's the cars back there on the siding. I'm going to put it in my book here quick. 5. Empty ore cars. Iron Mine West. $120 tons. 10707. And I dropped them on SO4. I picked them up on SO4. Now I have to drop this job. Then I have to drop my wallet. Then I can pick up this job. Okay. Now I've got room for all my jobs. Sometimes I have so many jobs that I have to just leave them on the table in there until I get to the destination. It said pick them up on SO4. I'm pretty sure that's the cars back there on the siding that I spotted earlier. Yeah. Hopefully they're all 5 back there. It didn't indicate on the job that they were spread out or anything. It looked like they were all in the same place. So we need our locomotive moat. We need to get back over to our locomotives. We need to get exactly what I wanted. Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, 9. So we have 8 cars. We have to disconnect 9. Hook them up to the rest of the train. Then go get the other 5 and we're ready to roll. Okay, but I don't want to roll that way. The little beep means we're close enough to a car to hook up to it, but we're actually just pulling away. Yep, we're leaving those cars with the railroad track. We're right there. And we got all the steel. We should be approaching the switch. Now let's put it back where we had it 15 minutes ago. We'll probably need to make room to get 5 more cars on here, so I'm just gonna keep the power on and keep going a little ways. Hop off and see how far I gotta go. Give it a little more power. Yeah, it's past the switches. That's all I need. Just past the switches. Now I'm going to simply unhook the locomotives and go get those other cars. We could ride inside the locomotive for this. At least this part of it. Where those poppers are parked. Obviously hit the wrong button. Sped up when I meant to slow down. Almost got this train ready to roll. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs. 1, 2, 3, 6 jobs. Switch remotes. Not that one. That one. And then there's probably another one further down, just like there was on SM2. Yeah, I can see it now. And it's pointing the right way. And it says SO4. So we'll just confirm that these cars match the job. And pull them out and hook them up. Ah, damn. There we go. Hooked job says 4 through 26, or vice versa. There's 4. Did it flip around? Yeah. 4, 5, 9, 10, 26. Yep. That's what I saw. Alright. Oh, quit that. This will be the tail end of our train. And we'll be ready to go deliver machine factory equipment. There might be jobs along the way that are coming back south. I may validate them and then just throw them in the lost and found, so I can pick them up on the way back south without having them disappear. You log off and log on, the jobs on the table aren't necessarily the same anymore. Come on, train, get up here. Look at the pretty daisies. I see locomotives. I still think that's cool. All those locomotives rolling past you. And that one is set. I know we pulled some cars off the siding up there, but it looks like the switch is set the right way. Well, yeah, I would have switched it back when I had to. When I had to move those cars up against the back of the rest of the train, I would have switched. I would have flipped that switch back over. Looks like by keeping this thing in the sun that it did charge back up. Here she comes. This is the last little bit. Already validated it. So better slow it down. Slowed it down a little much, but there we go. It's all one train now. Alright. I think at this point I'll find where the front of the train is. There's the stuff I didn't show ya. Some auto racks and the 4 containers on flats. There's my front 6. I have not gone past the switch yet, which incidentally would be the wrong way if I'd gone through it, but it's fine. We're going to make sure that it saves me as being in this locomotive. Save game written successfully. Alright, cool. This is where I'm going to leave it on this one. I will pick up with hauling this load to the machine factory. See you next time.